Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would have a little fun and do a this versus that kind of video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I just thought I'd let you know that one side of my face is high-end, all high-end brands, and the other side of my face is all drugstore brands. So I'm not sure if you can tell which. Let me just come up close so you can have a look. I don't know if you want to make a guess which one is which. But and the top and the bottom lips are different. I'll go over it when I get to it. Almost gave it away there. Yeah, I didn't put any lashes on today. I usually put little like lash clusters on, but I just thought I'd be real with you today and just show you the way things are. I had a little trouble with my computer as far as uploading this video because the thunderstorm the other night crashed my computer and took out my graphics image display. So everything is green on my computer, and I'm like, oh, I hope it comes out okay. So I just uploaded it, and hopefully it's fine. Anyway, if you haven't subscribe to my channel, that would be really cool. If you're visiting here for the first time, my name's Kathy A. I'm 65 years old and I love makeup. I love experimenting with new things, and you know, I have a lot of those challenges that we have as we get older. We have more deep set wrinkles, we have skin discoloration, we have sagging, we have our eyes are further back, so we have hooded lids a lot of times. So it poses some challenges, and some of the younger YouTube creators, everything looks great on them, but then when you try to imitate what they do on your eyes, it just doesn't look the same. So hopefully you can find some camaraderie here. We're a friendly channel, and you're always welcome to comment, and questions and constructive criticisms are allowed. I do read all of my comments, so hopefully this will be a positive experience for both of us. So what I'm going to do here is show you a complete start to finish demonstration using each of the products. And the only mistake I made was that I had started to put my primers on before I filmed. I didn't realize the camera was off, and if you're a creator out there for YouTube, you know things happen with your equipment sometimes. Sometimes the light doesn't come out right, or your camera's set to the wrong setting, or the sound isn't on. I mean, there's a plethora of things that go wrong. But I did want to say that the first thing I did was I put the Paw lip balm on to moisturize my lips, and then I did use these two eye primers. I won't tell you which side is which. The Milani eye primer and the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist eye primer. I compared those two, and as far as the this is the new Milani. This is a vitamin C primer. It's supposed to be a brightening primer. It's brand new, and I thought I would give it a try. And then my old Embryolisse, which they have new packaging now. I'm almost out of this tube, so I'll be getting a new package pretty soon. But so these two were competing against each other. So I don't know if you can guess or not. I just used the one concealer because, believe it or not, this is my only concealer right now. I ran out of my NYX, bear with me, and I didn't have any concealer to put up against. So I just used my Fiero, which is one you see a lot on Facebook. This is a concealer that they use they use it as foundation too, but I'm not sure. It did sink into the lines just a teeny bit, but I do like this as a concealer and as a foundation alternative, but it's very expensive for what it is. So hopefully I'll have my bear with me pretty soon, and then I'll let you know which one works better. There is a new foundation in the mix, and this is the REM Sweetener Foundation. I got the shade 8MW, I think it is, or NW, Neutral Warm. And this is, it's got a pump, and I just thought I would throw it into the demonstration. It is on one side of my face. It is a little warm, and it seems to oxidize up a half a shade. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It does last throughout the day, but it does go directly into your lines. You do have to press it out, whichever side it's on. And I have that running up against my Moira Cream foundation, which I thought was the closest shade to it, and I do like this a lot. It's a proven product for me, the Moira Cream foundation. So I have this on one side, and I have the REM Sweetener foundation, which is brand new, on the other side. So as far as the powders go, I didn't have an expensive powder because I don't like to spend money on powders. I do have the Moira that I'm using as my expensive powder. It's a loose powder, and then I'm putting that up against the number 7 pressed powder, which is a classic. This is the Energy blush from Tarte. This is the one that's supposed to adjust its shade to your DNA. It looks like it's a hot pink in the container, but actually when you put it on, it will adjust down. It goes to more of a neutral pink, I believe. So you know, that was a big surprise. I put it up against my e.l.f. And this is Maui, which doesn't look like it would be as bright, but they don't look all that different. And this is a cream blush from e.l.f. The bronzer, Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the, I think it's number 2 bronzer. This one I used on one side. This spreads so nicely, it really does. It's a great bronzer. I put it up against e.l.f. and since I did not have the exact shade, what I did was I blended just a little bit of both shades to create what I felt is a you know, fairly good replica of the other side. So I don't know if you've guessed yet. This is the Rare Beauty. This is their new highlight series, and I believe this color sold out. And this is called Enlighten. This is their beautiful white champagne shade. Again, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful shade, and the silky feeling of this formulation just makes it a pleasure to use. So I do like this. Up against it was the Wet n Wild, and this is Bloom Glow, I believe, or yeah, Blossom Glow. And that's on one. This is on one side, and the Rare Beauty's on the other. And then I tried 2 face sprays. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Dry, and then we have Mist and Fix. And then we have the Ulta Beauty, and this is the Dewy Setting Spray. So these 2 are both, and they both felt very similar on the skin, and they both had a similar aroma to them. So I really didn't tell that much difference between the 2, but the telling is in how well they last. Now this is the 3rd time I've tried this particular face, so I know what the results are going to be. But I just thought it would be fun to show you a drugstore side and a high-end side or luxury side. Now for eye shadows, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam, and that is, you know, I used just the colors from this, and then I added a blue from the Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes, which, you know, has the beautiful oranges and blues in it. I love this palette. It's great. It's great. And on this side, I used whichever side, I used the NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals palette, which has so many similar colors. I mean, I don't know if you can see that much of a difference in the eye colors, but, you know, I tried to do the same thing on both sides, and they're so similar. But the price points between this and this are not similar. So I was really pleased with how this particular palette worked. And for the blue, I just used from the Dollar Tree. This is just the Smoky Eye from LA Colors. And, you know, these colors, hit or miss. You know, I like the blue one. I think I like the, what is the other one? Yeah, the purple's not too bad either in that. But so we have, you know, this, I did use a blue from here to match. So we have this combination on one side, and this combination on the other side. For brow products, I use the new Rare Beauty brow pencil, and I use the NYX Micro Brow, and they were similar colors, and I think, you know, they acted similarly. This one has a slightly different, wider point, and I think because of that it makes a slightly larger line, and so it's not as fine a line as this one. So I would say that out of the two of these, I think, you know, the NYX one looks pretty good, and I like the fact that you can make thin little hair-like lines, so that's very special. Now, as far as the liner pencils I use to tight line, I don't really have a high-end one because I don't spend money now that I know. This Milani one is just wonderful. This is the Stay Put eyeliner. I have this on the underside of one eye, and I have the Pixie, this is the Silky Eye, on the other side, and I can tell you that Milani works so much better than anything I have used. And you know, even my more expensive, I mean, I do have expensive liners, but they're not that color, so I just use those. As far as mascaras go, I have the Lottie London, which is a very drugstore brand, and this is a great tubing mascara. It's a really good mascara, and I think, you know, putting it up against the Thrive Cosmetics, I mean, this is my queen right here. This is my favorite mascara. So when I put things and compare them with mascaras, I always use this as my comparison because this is the standard, you know, for me. It doesn't flake, it doesn't leave dings, it makes big old honking eyes. I do have to use like a comb, you know, one of these combs, to go through with both of these. Actually, when I do enough layers of each one, I do comb through, and they both actually act identically. And so for the price point difference in these two, there's like a $10 price difference. It can really save you some money if you're on a budget. And for the lips, on the on one either top or bottom, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude, and on the other upper or lower, I have this is the Nude Truffle from NYX. So these both acted the same. There was no real difference. I normally enjoy the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. I always have one in my collection. It's starting to get worn down now. The NYX seem to work just fine though. For lipsticks, I tried a MAC lipstick on one, either up or bottom, and this is the shade Sellout, I believe. Let me just double check here to make sure that's Sellout. I think it is. Yeah, Sellout is probably one of my favorite MAC lipsticks, and that's this one here. I think what I can do here is just kind of let you see this color. It's really pretty. And on the other layer, I have the, this is the Maybelline. Now, even though on my arm and swatch they may look slightly different, one's slightly cooler than the other, on the lips, I don't know if you can tell that I've got two different lipsticks on, but you can't really tell. And again, the price difference is somewhere around $10 between these two. Now, as far as longevity goes, the MAC, of course, did last much longer, and it was, you know, it was still there by lunchtime when I went to check on these. So let me just go to the start of the demo, and you can watch me putting everything on. I'll do a little voiceover. I know you enjoy those. And I'll be back with you right after with my final thoughts. Here's our demo. Yay. Okay. Ooh, hello. Okay, nice t-shirt, Kath. Yee. Okay. Those look like little horns coming out of my head. And I'm just explaining at this time that I already put these things on, and now I have given away which side is which. And we had discussed these things earlier. These are the primers. Okay, and that is the supercharged Milani primer. It's supposed to have all kinds of stuff in it. All right, so we're starting with the Fiera concealer, and I don't have my other concealer, so this one's going to go on both sides. It's the only product actually that's going to go on both sides. All right, here we go. I put it on a little thing. I'm going to use a little brush on one side. I'm going to use a slightly different brush on the other side just to try the two brushes to see which one works better. That's the Rare Beauty concealer brush on that side. And that is the side I'm working on. That was the Drugstore side. I'm going over my red chin. And that side there is the Drugstore. This side is the high end. Okay, going into the REM foundation. This is the new sweetener foundation. Now they have several varieties here. They have the fair 1 through 8, the light 1 through 8, then they have the medium 1 through 8, and the medium deep and dark 1 through 8. And they have neutrals and warms. And this is the 8 light neutral warm shade. And it did oxidize up a bit. And I don't know, I think it was slightly warm for me. It wasn't bad, it was forgiving. And it looked really nice. It lasted all day, but it did migrate into the lines. And it did break apart a little bit after about maybe 6 hours or so. I wasn't 100% happy with it, but I thought it was not bad. I have dry skin, you know. So let's just, I've had to put another squirt on. That's that special sponge that comes with it. You get it as a free gift if you order it right now on Ulta. You get a free sponge with it. And that sponge, if you just buy the sponge on its own, it's $17. And actually the sponge, it's got so many angles and cuts and different things involved with it. I actually didn't like that. I thought it was a little too complicated to use. I don't mind having a rounded end, having a flat end, and having a pointed end, but this one had little ridges cut into it and everything. It was just a little bit too much. And now I'm just trying to get it so I can display it to you with the side it's on. There we go. That's that, and that's with nothing on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to go over and we're going to do the Moira. Oh, I'm just pushing it into all the lines right now. I have to do that with every foundation, not just this one. And the warmth of my finger really helps press that in. I also pressed in the concealer. I forgot to show you the container there for the Moira cream. It's a very similar color. That's why I decided to use it, because I do have a lot of Drugstore foundations. I almost used the Misha BB cream, but it's so gray it would have been too abstract compared to the other one. You know, the color would have been way off. But I do like the Moira. It's very easy to apply. It works really well. You have to press it in just like the other one. But there they are, side by side. Ooh, not very attractive, those clips, huh? I should get one of those cute little hair bands that has the ears on it. All right, so now I'm going to use Moira. That's the mixed powder that everybody thinks is a lot like the fancy stuff. You see all the smoke coming through there? It's almost like it's burning. I'm just going to put it on the fancy side. It is a loose powder. Works really nicely. I really like it. It's 3 different colors, but when it shakes out of the shaker, they all blend together. So it's not really a... Whew. Yeah, that smoke was bugging me. Now this is the number 7 press powder. This is a classic Drugstore powder, and I'm just pressing that in on the other side over the cream foundation. And I'm just using one of my cheapy old powder puffs from Amazon. So here they are, the 2 powders over the top. I'm still glowy, still a little bit glowy. All right, now what are we doing here? Okay, so this is the Tarte. This is the Energy Blush. So this has, it looks hot pink, but it actually goes on quite neutral. And I actually like it. It looks like it's going to be a Barbie pink on the skin, but on me it actually goes kind of warm. And I thought it was nice. I added a little extra so you could see the color. All right, and I'm just showing you what it looks like. La la la. All right. And now up against that is going to be the e.l.f. Cream Blush in the shade Maui. Now in the pan, and I shouldn't have put this on with a brush. I started to, and then I switched over to my finger because the brush is just taking off my foundation underneath. My finger does not. So I'm putting the finger, yes, I'm putting my finger cream blush over the top of a powder. Major faux pas in makeup, but it worked fine. The two sides look so similar. And they're different colors. I mean, if you look at the two colors, they just don't look like they would match, but they match pretty well on the face. Moving on to bronzer, and of course we've got Charlotte Tilbury, and that is number 2 medium bronzer. Looking for the right brush to apply it with. There we go. We're just kind of going under the cheek, and then I'm going to do the 3 thing, the up, loop, and then down underneath the chin, and then down in the center, the J-Lo spot she calls the dark center, and that is Charlotte Tilbury on that side. I didn't blend it quite as well as I would have liked to. Now on the other side, I'm going to use the e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm mixing the 2 shades together because the light shade is just slightly lighter than the Charlotte Tilbury. I think I might have added a little too much of the contour shade in it. It is a little bit darker. I apologize for that, but generally I can get it to match. Of course, nothing ever goes right when you're doing the show itself, but the rehearsals go just fine. So there we go. All right, now for highlighter, that's the Rare Beauty Enlighten shade. And that is just a beautiful formula. It feels like silk. And it goes, whoa, there's that alien space thing. Woo! Yeah, very, very shiny, mirror-like shine with that. Went a little bit heavy-handed on there. I really love the formula for this, though, and I would get a slightly deeper color if it wasn't so sold out everywhere. And this is the Wet n Wild Bloom Glow, or Blossom Glow. I never get the name right on that. Gosh, can't get it open. There we go. All right, so there they are side by side, and I actually prefer the Wet n Wild side. Yeah. All right, we have the Ulta Dewy Spray on the right, and on the left there we have the Makeup Forever. And that is the Mist and Fix. And I'm just blotting excess moisture on my face. And we're going to pull out the eyeshadow, and that is the Soft Glam palette from ABH. And I'm just going to make up a complete eye on one side, and then on the other side I will try to repeat it with the Drugstore product. So we're just going into the light shade, and I'm basically I'm making kind of a U-turn there. I'm doing all along the lid, and then up on the side on the inner corner, and then up over the top underneath the brow bone, going into a mid shade for that crease color, and I'm going above my crease, above where it's a movable part, and I'm just going to blend that in nicely. I use my fingers a lot as a blending tool, and let's see, I'm going to go into something slightly lighter to go over the edge to shear that out on the edge a little bit. I'm going to get a different brush, and I'm going to go into a deeper shade, and I'm just going to punch that corner with a little bit of a deep shade, and I'm going to kind of work it in lightly. Not bad, not bad. And I'm going to use my finger a little bit here. Now I'm going to use another shade between that dark shade in the middle, so I'm leaving that a little bit unblended. And I'm going to go in, and I'm cleaning off these brushes in between, because I want to use the exact brushes on the other side. So we've got kind of a gold shimmer there, blending in. And I'm going underneath with that crease color. And then I'm going to go over the top of that with a light shimmer shade. You can also do that underneath the eye thing with a pencil, that's got a shimmer to it. But I didn't have a high-end and a low-end shimmer pencil. All right, so now we're going to do the other side, and I'm using the NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals palette, which I think has identical colors in it, or so close you wouldn't know the difference. I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I'm just kind of going over the whole movable lid with the light, underneath the brow, and then in the middle like a little horseshoe there. And it's going to look pretty close. Now I'm going to go into that shade that's in the crease, and it's slightly different colors, so I'm going to deepen it with a different shade so that it matches the other side. But you can, imitate that side quite easily. Even if you have to use two colors, you can get that color. And you won't really be able to tell the difference in these two sides. So I am going in with the deeper shade in the very corner, nudging it along there. And then I'm going to go with the light golden color. There we go. I'm going to just put that in the middle. And then I'm going to go to a slightly deeper shade in the middle so that it'll match the other side. And I think they look pretty good. Now I'm going to go into the crease shade again. I'm going to go underneath the eye so that it matches, and then going into the golden to give that shimmer. So I'm pretty happy. There's hardly any fallout on either side of these. And I'm just going over a slightly warmer color over the top to sheer it out, just like on the other side. So here's the two sides. They look so similar. They really do. And I was pleased actually with how pretty the NYX side looked. I thought the NYX side was pretty. All right, now I've got the Tony the Tiger eyeshadow here. I'm just taking one blue out and doing my color bar, I call it. It's just the line between the light and the dark. I'm just going through. And on the other side, I'm using the Smoky palette from LA Colors. That's right from the Dollar Tree store. Now, that doesn't last as long, but it did give the same effect. So I thought it was kind of fun. But I still prefer the Frosted Flakes over the LA Colors for sure. And for brows, now we're going into, this is the Rare Beauty, Always an Optimist brow pencil. This is nice. It's got a nice shape to it. However, it's a little creamy and it's really hard to make individual hairs with it. It's got a nice spoolie brush on it. I mean, I do like it. I like the formula. I like the color a lot. I can do a pretty brow with it, but I can't make those individual hairs. Now, I can make the individual hairs with this side, the NYX, but I also wanted them to match a little bit. So I did kind of smooth out the NYX a little bit more so they would be more in line. Now, the NYX shade is just a teensy bit lighter. And I'm just checking here. Okay, and now I'm going to use the spoolie. There we go. Oh, I guess I did already. Ooh. We had a little editing there when my camera went off. Okay, now we're going to do under the eye. This is the Milani Stay Put eyeliner. This works so well underneath the lash, the upper lash line. They call it tight lining. And I'm just drawing right next to where my lashes meet the skin there. And it lasts all day. It is a beautiful liner for that. Absolutely beautiful. Now on the other side, I don't really have a high end in that same color because that one's just fine for me. And I don't collect makeup like it's collectibles. And so I'm just using a Pixie dark brown liner, and this did not work so well. It actually transferred down to my lower lash line. But I wanted to have a second liner for the other side. Okay, going into mascaras now. And this is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, really, really nice, thick. This is a tubing mascara. It's an old standby for me. I love this mascara. It runs around $25. It's an excellent mascara. Sometimes you have to run a little bit of a comb through. And I'm just checking that now. Okay, and now we're going to do the Lottie London mascara, which is such a similar appearance, but it's actually an easier wand to use. And I think it gives the same effect as the Thrive Cosmetics. It also lasts just as long. It doesn't leave dings. It doesn't flake. It's easy to remove. And it's about $15 less. So I think this is a terrific alternative to Thrive Cosmetics. Now, the only thing is I don't mind giving the extra money to Thrive Cosmetics because I know they do a lot of charity work, and they give to like nursing scholarships, and they help cancer patients, and they work with the Cancer Look Good, Feel Better program. So I have a little trouble with that, but okay. And I'm going through that with the comb, the lash comb. You can see me going through there. And I'm just checking if there's any fallout, and there's just a teeny bit on the NYX side. So here we go with the mascaras. Not bad. Okay, we're going into lip products now. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury, and that is the iconic nude. And on the top is NYX, and that is Nude Truffle. Slightly cooler shade, but they look fine. I think they look fine together. And then for lipstick, I'm using the MAC shade in Sellout. This is my favorite MAC lipstick. That's on the bottom. And on the top, I'm using Reef, R-E-E-F. That is a Maybelline Lifter Gloss. And it's so pretty, and it looks so similar. I mean, from a distance, you wouldn't be able to tell. And at the end, I'm going to show you the daylight version of this, what it looks like in the sunlight. But there we go. And it looks like we are done. I'll be back with my hair. And, preen. And here is the daytime version. All right, back to me. So that was my drugstore versus high-end. And now you know, in fact, that this side here is all the high-end makeup. And this lower lip is actually the MAC lip. I have to say that, you know, in some cases I really enjoyed using the shadows more on this than I did with this. I thought these blended nicer, these look nicer, and they lasted just as long as these did. I don't know if you can see, but on this side there's a little bit of almost patchiness on the soft glam side, and I don't have that on here. It's very smooth and very you know, it's just blended really nicely. And I'm, you know, kind of a sloppy, slap-happy kind of makeup person. I kind of like to shortcut everything, and I kind of go a little fast sometimes. Sometimes I put a blob on. I don't mean to, but I put a blob on and work it out, you know. So I, you know, for my kind of sloppiness, you know, this is good for a beginner to use because you're getting the same colors that are in here, and yet, you know, you're spending half the money and you're getting, I think, better quality. So, you know what, soft glam, that's a big fail. And it looks so pretty, and it's luxurious with their leather velvet covering, and, you know, the colors look nice. You do get a double-ended brush, which I don't know what I did with. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I don't really use, I use the little smudgy end, but I don't use this end. This end is too wonky. But yeah, I mean, I use this a lot. It's an old favorite. I'm a little angry at them right now. I didn't realize she was so political, that pro-Putin thing, anti-Ukraine. So just on that alone, I don't want to buy her stuff. But, you know, I shouldn't let politics rule, because I don't know the politics behind all of these other products either. I mean, I know some of them because I do docutorials on them, but I'm not happy about that. And I don't really want to support somebody who's, you know, for terrorism and stuff. So I'm probably going to get rid of this, actually. And since I don't really need it for the colors anymore because I have this, then yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye. ABH. And as far as the Frosted Flakes versus the Smoky, no comparison here. This is a cheap, these are cheap things from the Dollar Tree, and they just don't have the longevity because there's lots of fillers in there. This did cover a little bit, but I think you can already see that the blue on this side is far more prominent than this side, and this will be gone. This blue will be gone after a few blinks and winks over an hour or so. You won't see this blue at all. So I can't say that the LA Colors is going to, you know, win over this, but I will say that the Ulta, the NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals did beat this one. So I think that was kind of an interesting contest. As far as the brow pencils go, of course, I like the NYX Micro Brow better than the Rare Beauty. As far as the liners go, this side with the Milani, outstanding. This side was just a hot mess, and it transferred down to my lower lid, which I just can't. But this is nice as an above the lid liner. You know, if you just go above the lid, this is really nice, really pretty. Pixie. And this one can do the same thing as well. So I think this Milani Stay Put liner is just one of the best products in the drugstore. And again, you know, the mascaras, absolutely. The Lottie London works really nicely. I don't mind spending the money for this because I know they do a lot of charity work. And there's about a $10 difference in the price point of these two. You know, if I'm really, maybe 15 actually. These are what, 25? These are what, 10? So yeah, maybe $15 difference in price point. Yeah, if you're on a budget, this is a great alternative because it will not leave dings. It looks nice. It actually, the brush and wand on this goes on easier than this. So it actually, I think this wins, even though I hate to say that because I do like the charity work they do. I'm really pleased with the performance of the Lottie London just as much. Now, as far as the lip pencils go, I like these both equally, but again, we got a big price point difference here, about $10 price point difference, maybe 15 on this too. So the Charlotte Tilbury, it never disappoints. It's always there. It's nice and creamy. It looks nice. It lasts. I can use it as a base lip and then put a gloss over the top. With the NYX, it's more of a, this one's a cooler, slightly cooler tone, so it's not quite as amicable as this one is. I think I prefer the color of the Charlotte Tilbury over this, but you know, the formulation is pretty much so close, you know, so close, but I like the color so much better. As far as these go, I love the MAC. This doesn't last, but it does look very, very much like, and this is on the upper level, it does look very much like the MAC Sellout, which is my favorite lipstick. And you can't really tell. You can't really tell. Tell me you can't tell. So that's pretty much it. I thought it'd be fun just to throw out this. So note to self and to you, make sure in a thunderstorm that you unplug your computer. Yeah. Yeah, that was just really sick and sad for me. That was so sad. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you had fun with it. This was a lot of fun to do. I'll be back with you with the next video. And until then, have a very safe and happy September. And I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Toodles.